Calling from a 443 area
Snooze, you
code.
lose.
Who's this word calling from?
Yeah, hey guys, this is Cullen calling from the Baltimore, Maryland area.
Colin from the Baltimore, Maryland area. What's on your mind?
Well, first of all, I like the show. I just wish I could get more opportunities to listen. But yeah, I was wondering, are you guys like feminists?
Yeah.
Sure.
I thought you were going to say thruple. That was good.
Yeah,
I think
I didn't want to. Yeah.
I think I'm a feminist.
I didn't want
Yes.
to falsely accuse you. Okay, great. Yeah, because I always thought that was like a thing of like the 50s and the 60s, and I just recently realized that's still like pretty popular, I guess. And I'm just wondering, like, what do like legally speak, like from a legal standpoint, from a law perspective,
Right.
like what are feminists looking for in 2023?
I don't know. Kirsten Gillibrand just reinstituted the equal rights. What's it called? The equal rights amendment. Is that not? I mean,
abortion. What are you talking about?
Like the right to an abortion. I mean, the fact that women still constitutionally do not have equal rights like to men. That is not enshrined in the Constitution. That was killed in the 70s by Schlafly and co.
They don't. I mean, because it seems to me like, I mean, I guess you could say abortion because men obviously can't get pregnant, but at least biologically speaking. So, but like, what right do men have that women don't have besides abortion? I guess.
It's not just about like political rights though. Like your whole like this is about. I mean, It's not.
If feminism is about equal rights to men, then it is about rights.
Not legal. I mean, no, it's not just about like how the law sees. It's about like patriarchy in the home also has a sort of like
caller.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Like this is like
caller. You mean Cullen? My name's Cullen, not caller.
No, we're calling you caller because we don't really care to remember your name. But like just like
Yeah,
civil rights.
tell.
But like, let me just be clear. Like, do you think? All right, here's an example. Civil rights for black people. Do you think like the only thing needed there was recognition of supposedly equality under law? Or do you think there needs to be like a broader redistribution?
I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about women. And
all right, well then talk to a woman.
Talk
to a woman here, okay?
Well,
do you know what the equal? Hold on. Do you know what the Equal Rights Amendment
No,
is?
I want to know. Like,
do you know what the Equal Rights Amendment is?
Legal.
Do you know what the Equal Rights Amendment is?
No, I don't know what it is at all.
Okay,
actually.
because if you have a question about feminism, and the Equal Rights Amendment did not pass, and that was an effort to enshrine equal protections for women under the law in
what? Like what kind of equal protections?
Equal protection on divorce, employment, discrimination.
Who just okay? What court in the land discriminates on women during divorce, and what company in the United States still discriminates on women?
Women get denied jobs. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Brandon.
I say women get denied jobs for being pregnant. They lose out on opportunities for going on maternity care, for needing to take care of things. So, I mean, I think you're focusing on like a very narrow band of civil rights. Like who? Like a name
women.
of a person?
Like what company? Like what company is not hiring women for being pregnant?
That's literally that's very, very well documented. I'm not going to give you a specific company because I'm talking about national politics and general statistics.
It's also a lot of companies.
I keep asking for examples of this stuff, and you can't give me any.
We just gave you. Brandon just gave you one about pregnancy. Did you look up the differences in pay between women and men who do the same job?
Well, if that's what you're looking for, you're in luck, because we had an act passed back in 1963 called the Equal Pay Act. And if Sam Cedar is not paying you what you think you should be as much as he's paying the rest of the men in your room, then you can take him to court.
I'm not talking about my anecdotal experience. I'm talking about general trends. You seem very hysterical.
Yeah,
you seem like you
Why
really
are you so angry?
I think everyone should calm down. We're all
honestly,
very emotional.
are you on your period?
Well, look, I would like to know specifically what women want in 2023 as far as feminism goes, legally, from a legal standpoint.
We want the right to determine our own our own biology, our own pregnancies, our health care.
Your own biology.
No. The right to determine over our own medical freedom. That's why we should have abortion rights enshrined in the Constitution. Women also are more likely to not get diagnosed diseases based on the way that doctors discriminate against them. They're less likely to be taken seriously.
Sorry, why have we moved on from abortion? What's your point on abortion besides just saying, yeah, I guess? Like, what do you actually have to say about abortion?
Well, because I mean, if feminism is about equal rights to men cannot get pregnant. So that's my issue with abortion. Is that
you're a stupid motherfucker?
Listen. Oh, okay.
All right. The point is though that
that's pretty cute little ad hominem. That's pretty cute little ad hominem attacking out there.
Name a medical condition or a medical procedure where the government jumps in and tells the guy that they can't do that if they need to. Whereas now we have complete states telling women that they can't get abortions. We have cases where. Well, I'm in New York, so I'm lucky, but I also don't care selfishly just about myself.
You already have what you want. So there's no so really because you're in New York, guys, I mean there's no
caller. You know we usually give the callers like around 5 or so minutes. We have a lot of people here, but let me just end it with you.
You're just gonna hang up on me.
No, yeah, caller.
Okay, fine. We can
hold on, caller. I'll just end it with you with this. You know, I think what feminists want is to specifically ruin your life. I want to make sure that your life and your divorce is even worse. I want to make sure that you don't have the ability to like exist without getting mocked in public. That's kind of my number one priority. So I hope that clarified some things for you. Go fuck yourself.
It clarifies.
With that said, let's move on to another clip.
I mean,
where are you saying?
I just think
Maryland.
I'm a sucker, so I enjoy stuff like this because it's so ridiculous. I mean, I mean, his whole frame of conversation was ridiculous, but it doesn't get any more silly than going, oh, but it's okay where you live, so why do you care so much about it? That was like beyond the pale. Like, obviously, I expect anti-feminists to obviously hold these views against women, but I was a little bit surprised that the just overwhelmingly like, oh, you're okay though, so why do you care about other people? That one I was a little bit like, whoa, that's something that's a little bit new here.
I think also his central point that like that if you can't point to a law in America where that says like here, this law specifically says women aren't allowed to do X, is like that's like the common tactic of people who want to get around like the systemic bigotry that we have in this country by pointing to like there's no law that says black people can't do something. There's no law that says women can't do something. We just have endless examples that we see in the news all the time of this stuff happening. But if you go through the process of taking every person to court who does this, then you can theoretically, even though our judicial system is also bigoted, work through these problems in the civil courts. And it's like that's just not a reasonable solution to what is a systemic problem. And the Equal Rights Amendment, maybe it's named that because it's evocative of what we're trying to achieve, but it's not about making sure men and women are treated exactly equally. Just like affirmative action wasn't about that either. It's about correcting historical imbalances that are still like affecting people at this day and age, and pointing to the fact that like, oh, but the law doesn't say it exactly this way. It doesn't. The law as it's written does not matter. It's the law how it's enforced.
Right.
That's what the law is. It's how we use it. Law use, not law as it's written. Law as it's written is just so people can point to the Constitution and go like, it says all people were equal. Who cares if they had slaves? That wasn't what the law said. It didn't say that black people were inferior, although it did actually at the state level. So, you can point to laws at individual state level. You can point to the way people are actually treated as opposed to like the letter of the law at the national level, because that's just a sleight of hand to avoid actually contending with the fact that we have these problems.
Look, I'm sorry.
We should just move on from this dude. I mean, this is a waste
I want to
of
make
our
a
time.
few more points.
Yeah.
If you like when you the reason I wanted to move on from him is because he didn't want to have the conversation, which is why, to Brandon's point, like why I brought up black civil rights, because it's like this country said, okay, basically fine, we have created a system where you're a laboring underclass. We'll give you the right to vote, nominally speaking. And actually, it takes a lot more than just like that. Then why he kept saying what legally, very narrow, because he actually doesn't want to see broader changes in society. And I'm sorry, unless you're going to address these things and say, oh no, I'm actually not talking about black people, motherfucker, we're talking about rights. And he didn't want to have the conversation, so that's why I said get him the fuck out of here.